7 Sneaky Things Narcissists Say to Get You Back by Kim Saeed. Read this article and find more at Kim's website, letmereach.com. Narcissists rarely ever admit to it, but all of your worst fears regarding your relationship are playing out just underneath the radar of your awareness. You know that ever-present vague sense of dread you have in the pit of your stomach, wondering if they're lying or telling the truth? That's your intuition, which can cause physical sensations in the body. However, empathetic and intuitive people sometimes get themselves into trouble by not listening to their intuition, which is very common when they find themselves in relationships with narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. Admittedly, when it seems the narcissist will go to any length to get you back, it's easy to mistake their trickery for genuine remorse and a desire to make things work, when it's really a calculated appeal to your sentimentality and timed to catch you at a weak moment, often when you're feeling vulnerable or reflective. It is a scheme meant to toy with your emotions in an effort to get you to soften up and reconcile. It's called hoovering. Hoovering is a technique that's employed by manipulative and narcissistic con artists to suck their victims back into a relationship with them by exhibiting improved or desirable behavior. It's named after the Hoover vacuum cleaner because the hoovering narcissist not only desires to suck you back into the relationship, but will ultimately treat you like dirt. Verbal trickery used during hoovering. We all know to avoid people who appear insane or abusive and not to enter into or maintain intimate relationships with them. However, narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths are masters at hiding their personality and behavior abnormalities and their pathological agendas. The narcissist in your life, employing very specific techniques of psychological manipulation, executes ultimate trickery in trying to get you back, while keeping hidden secrets that would literally bring you to your knees. In this video, I map out the most common verbal cons of narcissistic spouses, fiancés, and partners of varying degrees of intimacy, and the maneuvers they're pulling on you to scam you back into a relationship with them, thereby greatly reducing your true chance at freedom and a life without their traumatizing douchebaggery. 1. I've decided to go to counseling. After numerous silent treatments, disappearing acts, and bait-and-switch schemes carried out by your toxic partner, you tell them that you can't live this way any longer and give them the much-needed boot. They come back later, look at you with a straight face and all sincerity, and announce, "I've been thinking about what you said. I know it's important to you, and I want to make this work, so I've decided to go to counseling." The reality is, the illusion that they are trying to make it work and go to counseling is one of the narcissist's favorite tricks. This may be in regards to their anger management issues, alcoholism, excessive jealousy, infidelity, or sex or porn addiction, and often a combination of all of the above. It's nothing more than a way to buy time. They have no intention of being honest in the therapist chair, and in fact, they'll use the opportunity to make you look unhinged, using their trip to the doctor's office as a way of learning the lingo to make you look like the unstable one, which causes you to further believe that you're the one with problems and feel lucky that the narcissist has agreed to stay with you. As a person who loves the narcissist, you may deeply want to believe that your toxic partner is being sincere because you hope that they'll finally go back to being the person they were in the beginning of your relationship. They may even secrete a few tears in an attempt to drive home the point. But the unfortunate truth is that a large population of narcissists employ this trick, and in no time it's back to business as usual, and the abuse is much worse. You'll be hard-pressed to find a single documented case where a victim of narcissistic abuse has seen a happy ending due to the narcissist's humanitarian, soul-searching decision to go to counseling. In fact, it usually ends in the victim needing his or her own therapy because of the tricks and mind games that ensue once they're deceived into giving the relationship another chance. 2. Oh, I met them the last time we were broken up. I swear I'm not in love with him or her. It just so happened that I met them the last time you and I were broken up, and now they won't leave me alone. I've tried. Or, I was only with them because I felt you weren't totally invested in me. The reality is, this humdinger is an attempt to have you sweep their infidelity under the rug in hopes that you'll forgive them for just being a person who wants to find love like anyone else. It's also the perfect opportunity for them to triangulate, gaslight, and make themselves appear sought after while further wrecking your own self-esteem. You may interpret the situation by thinking, they're being unfaithful because I'm not desirable enough. The new person is probably much more confident than I am, and the narcissist likes that. Or, I blew it by breaking up with them, and now my chance at true love is slipping through my fingers. This scenario is fabricated by the narcissist for the sole purpose of putting you in a situation where you become fearful that you're going to lose them, motivating you to do whatever is humanly possible to keep their affections. What you don't realize during these episodes is that this pattern will be repeated in numerous ways, because narcissists, especially those of the somatic and histrionic ilk, are always in various stages of relationships with other people. Further, it's entirely possible that your toxic partner met the new person long before your last breakup. 3. Can we just be friends? They were unfaithful and you found out, or they openly admitted to an affair and left, saying they were in love with someone else. You heard all the reasons why you could never be an ideal partner for them. Months, weeks, or even mere days later, they come back with a sob story of how they cannot choose. They made a mistake, and they don't want to live without you. In the middle of the discussion, he or she turns, gives you a pensive look, and says, I know we can't be together, but I care about you a lot, and I don't want to lose you completely. Can we just be friends? The reality is, let's be friends for the narcissist means let's be friends with benefits. Don't fall for the let's be friends ploy. Doing so will land you straight into la-la land, where you'll spend months, if not years, tolerating their multiple sex partners, disappearing acts, and you're making monthly visits to the doctor's office to ensure that you haven't contracted an STD. It's easy to believe the narcissist when they come around pretending to have second thoughts about the whole thing, when in fact they've realized that someone else would eventually try to win your heart, and that sure as hell isn't going to happen if the narcissist has anything to do with it. It's also a wonderful facade for their public image, considering how admired they must be to be able to maintain friendships with past partners. Just imagine their chorus line during the smear campaign. Yeah, I just stayed friends with her because I felt sorry for her, even though she's telling everyone how abusive I am. Voila, the Good Samaritan in action. 4. I knew you weren't right for me. After your heroic efforts at absorbing the narcissist's explosive outbursts and